Page 246, Rondo Capriccio. This is the first lesson in Unit 19. Unit 19 is on rondo form. Rondo form, simply put, is the first section that happens, keeps coming back. Like a bad penny, it just keeps coming back. They show the examples at the top of page 246, where the first section is an A. You start at the beginning of the alphabet, A, B, C, D. But the A keeps coming back, and then you put something else in between it. Generally, you'll end on an A, although you can have a coda, and that would be a whole different section involved there too. But the most common are at the top of page 246 with A, B, A, C, A, D, A, whatever. And the C and the B and those sections, they can repeat too. But still, you got an A section in between. I'm guessing with this rondo thingy we're about to cover, that's going to have that A section, which is at the beginning. The melody at the beginning is going to keep coming back. Now, let's see what we got with this Capriccio thingy. I look it over, it's three pages or 2.5 pages long, somewhere in there. Treble and bass clef to start. No sharps or flats in the key signature, so we're guessing it's either in C major or A minor. If you look at the beginning, it's A minor. They can go into other keys. I'm not really too concerned with what other keys it might go into. I simply want to know basically what's the key signature. I'm going to do the scales and arpeggios on that key signature. So here it's C major and A minor. Yeah. 4/4 time signature. Now, I like to take it one hand at a time to make sure I got each hand right. But when I look this over briefly, most of the time it's only one hand and the other playing. So to shorten this video, I hope, I'm going to take both hands together. At the beginning, we have here, and again, I want to connect the notes first. I'm down here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, rest, and 1, and. Got it? Let's go down to measure 9. This is different. Now, this must be the B section. Same note names, different fingers, and the right hand has to come up, and the left hand comes up. Now we seem to be in C major. Well, on measure 8, when you're here, rest, during the rest, both hands need to come up. How you do that, I'll leave that up to you. One hand at a time, both hands together, whatever. Just on measure 9, before you play that first note, make sure you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, and. Let's go over to measure 17. We're back. This is the A section again. So on measure 16, rest, you got one beat rest to come back down. Now we do the A section again. And then on measure 25, we're here. And again, we got one beat rest to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You can use second finger or thumb on the A flat. I don't care. And same thing here, I can use second finger or thumb on the E flat. And while you're doing this, get the right hand up where it goes, because in measure 29 I'm up here. And now as I'm playing the right hand, I'm going to get the left hand up. And same note names, rest, move during the rest. Then for measure 33, we're back in the A section again. Nice thing about rondos is that once you learn that A section, it really shortens the piece a lot as far as learning, because now you just got to focus on the A, B, C, and D, whatever the other sections are, because you already got the A section. So when you're first learning this, get the A section learned, but then as you're working on the other sections, don't keep playing the A section. Skip it. Get the other sections learned, then you can put it all together. So at 33, we're back on the A section, and then on 41, now we're up here. Again, we got one beat rest. To get here, just the right hand, as it's playing, the left hand's got to come down here. So measure 40, it's here. Rest, get the right hand up, and as it's playing, come down. Let's be accurate here. On measure 41, that A is tight. As you hold it down, then both hands come up for one beat, and then do it again. And then for measure 45, and as you play measure 45 and 46, here, get the right hand or left hand down here, and the right hand's tied. And then reach up. I recommend just reach up and 2-5 in the right hand because you're where you need to be in the left. Here, you can come up. You got 2 beats of rest if you want to. I just don't like to move around, so I'm just stretching out for the end. So once I get the notes and the rhythm and the fingering worked out, then I'll go back over a section at a time and work out the hesitations. And again, while you're working out the hesitations, once you have a section down, put it aside. Don't keep playing it. Focus on what you're having problems with. Once I have the hesitations gone, then I'll add the articulation. We have staccatos, flexing at the wrist, your short staccatos. Measure 9, it's smooth. Now let's go over to measure 25. This one, lift up, lift up. I'm separating each of these. I'm treating them more like phrases here. Then the last 2 measures on page 247. Two beat slurs. Down, up. But don't play the second one staccato. Short staccato. Lift up. So I add the articulation, and then I add the dynamics. Here, when it's one hand at a time, it's both hands. It's loud, forte. But when I get to measure 9 here, in my opinion, the melody is really the right hand. The right hand there for that whole section, and then on measure 25 here it's both hands again, here, and there are different ways of interpreting this. It's like section A, it's both hands are melody. Section B, I let the right hand have it. In section C, it's kind of like both hands again. And at the end, measure 41, section D, which is similar to C, a little different, maybe it's a C1, whatever, it's both hands again. It's like it's a duet. So only in section B did I let the right hand have the melody alone. And that is just one way of interpreting it. You could interpret it like both hands have the melody throughout, and it's a duet throughout. No. Although one of the duet parts is doing 2 notes at a time. That's all right. On piano, we can do that. So section A was loud. Section B, come down to sort of loud. I'm playing the left hand softest. Section A again, on measure 17 is loud. Then section C, measure 25 is soft, sort of soft, both hands. You have a crescendo, you're going to go up to loud. You can read the dynamics. You can figure that out. And then the speed. 4/4 time, very lively. Well, in my opinion, it needs to be very correct. Find the hardest part for you, wherever it is. This. Or this, measure 10. Wherever the hardest part is for you, and that's probably going to be your speed, whatever you can do that. It's not super fast, it's just lively. It's a range. Feel it. What do you think it should be? Huh? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's lively enough for me for right now. I haven't had too much coffee yet. However, we have one more problem to deal with, and that is the page turn. You can't mess up the beat because of a page turn. No, naughty. So we have to figure out what to do. So we go through our options. First option is always memorize the piece. If you don't do that, then maybe you at least memorize page 248. So if you can do that much, that helps. Shouldn't be too hard to memorize the section A because it keeps coming back. You're playing it over and over and over. And if you do that, you got half of page 248 memorized already. If you don't want to memorize that much, maybe there's somebody there who can turn the page for you. If you got to do it yourself, then we got to figure out when. We like to, if possible, have one hand turn it while the other hand is playing. So if there's a time when one hand isn't playing, close to the page turn, then we do it then. Well, the closest would be at measure 29, where you have the right hand. If you can memorize those last three measures on page 247, you can change 249, turn it right quick, and then go on. Don't want to do that. Then on page 248, the third measure over. You got two measures there where the left hand isn't doing anything. So if you could memorize the first two measures on page 248, which is like the first two measures of the piece, you can do that. However, there is another technique that I use, a lot of pianists use it too. And that is, you don't want to memorize it, because maybe it could be several measures long. Then if there's a passage in the first part of it that is identical to the passage where you need to memorize, then you simply read that part again until you get to where you can change the page. That made no sense. Let me explain. The first two measures on page 248, measures 33 and 34, are identical to the first two measures in the piece. They're the same thing. So what I can do when I get down to the bottom of page 247 is I just read the first two measures on page 246. And then when I get to the third measure, I turn the page then, and that will be the measure on 35. It means I don't have to memorize anything. I just got to remember which two measures on the other pages I need to read again. Here it's only two measures, doesn't matter much, but sometimes it could be 8 measures or 12 measures or something like that. And is this passage the same as this one? I'll just read this, and then when I get to that point, I can turn the page, because then one hand has time to turn the page. So we adjust what we're doing. Just find a way to do it so you're not messing up the beat. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. And in a play with me, I can't do a page turn because the music's too far away. So we're going to do pages 246 and 247, and then I'm going to stop. We're going to turn the page. I'm going to give us another 4 counts. We're going to count us in again, and we'll do page 248. Slowly, not doing dynamics. I will do the staccatos and stuff, but no dynamics. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, and rest. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, and Rest. 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 2, 4. 4. 2, 3, 4. 4. 2, 3, 4. 1. Rest. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3. Rest. 2, 3, and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Rest. Rest.